I'm going to show you how I took this map from Dyson Logos and I turned it into this map for my adventure. I knew that I wanted to use Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, and I knew that it was going to go in the last room of the dungeon, so what I did was I started some sketches on the side using some Google images as reference, and once I liked it, I copied it over and started vining those tendrils down the hallway. Then I got to work on all the little details for it, the little flowers all over the tendrils I call the vine babies, and the monster itself I call the green mother, and I have a stat block for it available to share, but it is also part of the Daughter of Frankenstein adventure. Then I started working on the entrance room, which has these tendriling vines. It's kind of like a puzzle to solve to get into the rest of the dungeon. And then I realized I should probably settle on an actual color palette. So I pulled in some colors from a palette that I really like, inspired by Morkborg, and started grabbing those and replacing the colors with what I had already drawn. Then I kind of realized that this is a night garden, and so I didn't want it to be white, so I started tinkering with making the rooms completely black, but then I didn't really like how that looked with the stairwells, and so I was like, okay, how do I give the vibe of darkness, but, make it visible still? So I went with purple, and I think it turned out really well. So you can see I started working on the individual rooms. There's one room that had kind of a red light effect, one that had a black light effect, and then the other ones were just in darkness other than some glowing, and then there was one in particular that is completely pitch black and even has a tree that absorbs light, so there's no way they can light the room at all. And I thought that was really fun, so I got that put together. And then I started sketching out my cute little shambling mound guy who keeps the garden clean at night. Tried to determine what this room off to the right was supposed to be, and I determined it was going to be storage, but I couldn't seem to quite get the elements I wanted in there. And then this dang pond up here in the BBEG room was driving me nuts. I could not figure out how to get it the way I wanted it. And then woo, I also figured out the storage and added more boxes around with little tables and lights and just kind of vibing and tinkering around until things felt correct.